here with Fun Sock Creations. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a shark like this one. If you or someone you know love sharks, this is the shark to make. It is fast and simple and requires only a few supplies. For your socks, whether for the project or for just wearing, head on over to funsockcity.com. And as always, the link to the free pattern is in the description down below. Okay, let's get started. For this craft, I'll be using a pair of socks from the Woven Pair. I really love their socks. All their socks are so cute and they're really comfortable. But today we're going to be making a shark from them. You'll only need one, so you can set aside the other one and save it for another craft. What you'll want to do is turn it wrong side out first. You're actually going to pick it up in the middle and kind of press it in half that way so that the heel is folded in half, the sides are coming together. So you'll lay it as flat as you can, and then you'll take your marking utensil and we'll make our markings that we'll be sewing. We're going to make the basic body of the shark, and then we will leave this open, but we'll cut there. We will not sew there, we will only sew on that line. For the large fin on top, we'll be using part of the heel, then we'll use a small section of what's left of the heel as the small fin on the back. So for the top of the heel, you will use this part. You will not need to sew here, all the way up, and then you'll curve in. For the small fin on top, we'll just take a chunk right there, up towards the curve of that big fin. You'll just cut here, you will not sew here. Don't sew, sew along that line there. Then here you'll sew and sew, kind of making a little triangle, and leave this open because that's where we'll attach it. Then we'll create the side fins. Because of the contrasting material of this sock, I'm using the dark on the top so it will contrast with that pretty blue-green color. Then I'm gonna make the side fins from this green that will go on the black, and then the tail will just be a continuation of that. Okay, the side fins, you'll leave this open and only sew here. So you'll be cutting here to create that opening for that big fin and the opening for the side fin. Here we'll cut here and sew. There. These we want to have identical because they'll be on the sides of the shark. Now we need to make the bottom fin. That's a really small one again. Leaving that open again right there and only sewing there. For the tail, leave the bottom part open, starting at about the center, come out and draw the tail. And again, leave this open, only sew there. At this point, you can go ahead and do your sewing, either by hand or on a sewing machine. Also, make sure that when you begin and end a seam, you backstitch to make sure that seam is nice and strong. We'll be stuffing these and you want to make sure that they can hold that pressure. At this point, you should have all your lines sewn and your sock is ready to begin cutting. You want to make sure you leave ample space next to your sewing lines so that you don't accidentally cut through one of your seams. Once you have cut everything out, you can turn everything right side out. Once you have everything turned right side out, go ahead and stuff the main body, the tail, and then do the fins, but just use your judgment on what you like best. So I only stuffed the body, the tail, and the large top fin. At this point, it's time to attach everything. For the tail, you can kind of just push that into there. Make sure you get all the stuffing out of the way. Probably will not need to pin this. You will definitely need to sew it though. I'm leaving my tail vertical. Before I sew the other things on, I'm going to attach the tail so I don't have to worry about it coming off. Once you have attached the tail on there, adjust your polyfill to fit and to be more smoothed out. When I'm sewing things on, I tend to push it out of the way, and so I need to kind of push it back into place. When you're getting ready to pin on the fins and all the other pieces, you'll want to make sure you tuck in the raw edges, and I'm doing it so that the curve is going towards the back. You'll want to line up your shark fins, so make sure you're using the sock as a guide and just looking to make it equidistant from the front to the fin. The small top fin and the bottom fin are going to be tricky because you need to get the raw edges inside, but there's not a lot of space, so you might have to mostly do that while you are hand sewing it. Before I put on this bottom fin, I'm going to sew on these top ones so I don't knock them loose. So anytime I have raw edges that are trying to come out, like right here, I just use my needle to push it back in there, and then when you're hand sewing it, maneuver those raw edges inside. Push the needle in under whatever you've sewn, and you can pull it out anywhere you like. Press down, cut the thread, the stuffing pops back up, and the thread gets sucked back into there. So one side is sewn. Go ahead and sew the remaining fins on. Once you have sewn on all the fins, it's now time to accessorize the shark with his jaws, his eyes. So first thing you're gonna do is, using the template that is in the free pattern, you can cut out the teeth and the mouth part, and I'll show you how that goes together. Alright, once you've cut out your felt pieces for the mouth, we can begin assembling the mouth. We'll want to assemble it before we put it onto the shark. So the more curved part is the bottom, and it's only slightly more curved, but I marked it also on the pattern template. Take your hot glue gun and just draw a skinny line of glue on the bottom of it, and then we'll lay these bottom teeth right onto that glue. Top teeth, we're going to lay them so that they will come out a little bit, like this. Again, you'll do a skinny line of glue all along that top edge. Be very careful. This is so hot. At least mine is. You just lay those teeth right onto there, following the curve. Try not to bring the white below the pink. You want to keep that pink covered on the top so that when it's on your shark, people don't see that pink. First, you'll put your glue onto your mouthpiece, and then you want to line it up really well so that you have it right where you want it. Because once you glue it, it's pretty hard to get it off. So this mouth is cool because it kind of looks like the teeth are coming out a little bit. Once you have your mouth on there, you can get your googly eyes. I think I will not do mine anatomically correct. I'll put them right here in the front and just put 2 little dots right where your eyes are gonna be. That is done. You are done with your shark. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. If you have any questions, please remember that you can always leave a comment. If there's something that you'd like to see in another video in the future, let me know and I will fit that in. Also, don't forget to share your creations on social media. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Fun Sock City, and use the hashtag FunSockCreations. Okay, see you next time.